Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call Laim La Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakak Kodash. The bronze to the apostle is a great millstone. And peace salutation to the elect. All right, that's laboring and believing his work. Truth, sincerity. So, while the world is enjoying themselves, you know what I'm saying, we working, and also the fake community activists are not there to help you. All right, they're actually there to set up to as control opposition. So second part of the lesson, but just dealing with the topic at hand, right? The earlier I was out and about, and when you're out and about, I mean, everywhere you go, you always have to look at everything through the spirit. Like, even when you watch movies, TV shows, everything, you gotta like filter through the scriptures, man. And like when you look at these people, and you look at the spirit that they're in, they're clearly sound asleep. They're like very, very zombified. Like, these people, they're living in joy and pleasure. Everybody's just partying it up, living it up. They're working their jobs. They're and then they're tired when they get back to the crib, whatever, or they have their little time off, and all they do is just enjoy themselves, and this is what society has subjected them to, the rat race. They just, anytime they get a little time off, they go and they spend their money, and they feel they get a sense of fulfillment for a little second, like a little sense of happiness, and then they got to go back to the same cycle again and again, right? But when you look at the state of these people, you know what I'm saying, they really like they really enjoy this world. They're really like, they have no clue what's going on, and it's very, very much funny because when you talk to these people, they really think that they really think they're wise. They have no clue. Like, the Lord's getting ready to destroy this place. These people making their plans. You sit there and you just listen to these people talk. They're making their plans for 20 years down the road, 30 years down the road. They're making all these plans. They have all these aspirations and goals. But the Heavenly Father's getting ready to upset all these people's plans, man. These people got a real like proud attitude about them. They got this real like proud demeanor about them. But the Lord is about to do away with all the pride of these people, especially here in America, because they live like real delicate lives. They live real cool. These people live real cool. Like, when you take a step back, like, these people, like, they live real cool in America. This is why they love this place. But anyways, we were called into this truth to suffer, and there's a lot of distractions that come with this world that we can't indulge in. All right, the Lord said, "No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life." So when you're warring in the spirit, you can't entangle yourself with the affairs of this life. You have to remain as a you have to remain detached from the world, spiritually, and you can't, because like I was just sitting there, I was at the bar or whatever, sitting there eating some, with my dad and whatnot, and it was just like, we was just like looking at the world and everything. It was spirit, man. I was just like, wow, these people are very much like just dead, and they have no clue what's going on, man. But the Lord has made us privy, to what's about to take place. So we're supposed to be grateful for this, and that's why we got to constantly be working, because these people are not working. They're in the spirit of leisure, and we're supposed to be different than the people of the world, So 2 Corinthians 1 and verse 3, blessed be Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, even the Father of our Lord Yahushai Hamashiach, the Father of mercies, and the God of all comfort, who comfort us in all our tribulations. See, when we in this truth, we ain't here to get all fancy and live a beautiful life, you know, because like I said, you know, when you go out and you see how these people are living, a lot of these people are driving nice cars. They're spending all this money in the malls, and they're spending all this money in the restaurants. They're going out, they got these nice houses, and they live, you know what I'm saying? And then a lot of them are jakes, man. You know, and this is why they really love this world. But the Heavenly Father really commanded us really not to be in that spirit, you know, of overindulging in the world. It says that we may be able to comfort them which are in trouble by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted of the Heavenly Father. For as the sufferings of the Lord Yahushua abound in us, so our consolation also aboundeth by Yahushua. And whether we be afflicted, it is your consolation and salvation, which is effectual in the enduring of the same sufferings which we also suffer. Or whether we be comforted, it is your consolation and salvation. And our hope of you is steadfast, knowing that as you are partakers of what? Of the sufferings, so shall you be of the consolation, right? So we're partakers of the suffering and this truth, all right? The people of the world, they're not partaking of the suffering. They're living good. That's why the Lord made this statement here. Real quick, I'm gonna read it. Because he said it was envious at the prosperity of the wicked, right? King David. Because they was not in trouble as other men, right? Psalm 73. Because Jake went under the curses, so we're not living deliciously as these other nations. But you know, the ones of our people that sell out, you know, they live beautiful lives, you know. So that's why I love this place. Psalm 73:3 says, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there were no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." Like us, you know, we're plagued. We got this poverty on us, you know what I'm saying? We live we live these different type of lives than the average American, you know, than the white man and these other nations. You see them prospering and living, you know. So this world could become a distraction to you. This world you could become jealous. You could become envious. You could become like, you know, damn, I wish I could be like them, you know. And then you start to really indulge in this world, and you start to leave the truth behind. You start to become carnal. Like when you were a kid, you were carnal. Like when you was like 15, 16, you was like real carnal. You wanted everything that, you know what I'm saying, the people had, the trends, and you know what I'm saying. For the most part, that's how most of us were, being in outside in the world, you know. So when we called into this truth, we were called into this truth to suffer. Now, I want to read the word for suffering. All right. And it says, allow to occur or to continue a suffering. It says, refrain from hindering, fail to prevent or suppress, made to undergo or to endure, right? We're made to undergo captivity. The creature was made subject to vanity, right? Not willingly, but by him who subjected us to this hope, right? The Lord Yahweh Shemashai subjected us to his vanity, to his life, right? Where we have to overcome the temptations of this world, right? So it says, bear, endure, resist, permit, to tolerate, right? We have to tolerate the society. We have to tolerate the things that are in this place. We have to endure and resist, you know what I'm saying, the temptations, right? The Lord said, he that overcometh or pleasures crown his life. I believe that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? He crowned his life. Real quick, hold low when I could pull it up. He that resisted pleasure crowned his life. I think that's how it goes. Because you got to be able to resist, you know what I'm saying, this flesh, man, you know. You have to deny yourself certain things, man. All right. You have to deny yourself certain things, man. You know. So 2 Corinthians 1 and verse 7, and our hope of you is the steadfast, knowing that as you are partakers of the sufferings, so shall ye be also partakers of the consolation. For we will not have you ignorant, brethren, of your trouble which came unto us in Asia, that we were pressed out of measure and above strength, and so much we were despaired even of life. And we had the sentence of death in ourselves, that we should not trust in ourselves, but in the Most High, which raised the dead, who delivereth us from a great death, and doeth deliver, in whom we also trust, and yet he would deliver us. You know what I'm saying? So, real quick, let me see if I can pull that up. Yeah. So we was called into this thing to suffer, you know. And part of suffering is to, you know, resist the temptation of this flesh, you know, which if you give into it, you know what I'm saying, you give over to Satan, really, you know. And that's part of discipline. And the Lord's disciples had what discipline? That's how they became the apostles. Sirach 9 and 19 and 4, Salaki. He that is hasty to credit is light-minded, and he that sinneth shall offend against his own soul. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. Verse 5, but he that resisteth pleasure crown his life. See, so that's the one I wanted, right? So if you resist pleasure, you crown your life, man. You get far in life, you know. You're able to save money. You're able to budget. You're able to have discipline. You're able to not be taken advantage of by these fucking women, you know, because when you're given to flesh, you have no discipline, and these women take advantage of you, especially these opportunists, man, out here, man. How many of these men out there that have been taken advantage of because they have no control? All right, so you cannot be envious at the foolish or the prosperity of the wicked, right? Because they're doing good in this world, you know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying? You see them, you know, and in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? You get jealous. Oh, you want to do what they do. What they do is not important right now, you know. We really are winning by suffering, you know. That's our victory lies, you know what I'm saying? When we suffer for the Lord, when we actually, you know what I'm saying, labor. Because we, you know what I'm saying, our rewards is much greater than these people. You know, they're suffering for corruptible crowns and things of this world, you know. But when you suffer for righteousness' sake, right, then that's counted as righteousness in the eyes of the Most High, man. Because, like, I just look at these people, man, and I just look at no hope. You understand? I just see no hope in them. Like, damn, like, these people really have no outlook on life. Like, but the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, is giving you brothers and you few women that believe in His truth, hope, outlook on life. You know what I'm saying? A real way up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? A future. And that's why you have to hold on this to dear life. And part of when you hold on to it, you begin to suffer a lot, bro. You know, you begin to catch hell, man. But that's part of the truth, and that's the bitterness. And as the men of the Lord, we don't teach you sweet things. We teach you bitter things, man. You know what I'm saying? That's going, because the bitterness was going to make you righteous. That's what's going to make you whole with the Most High. That's what's going to make you, you know what I'm saying, to endure. You know, so the word for suffering: bear, to endure, to resist, to permit, to tolerate, to allow, right? To undergo, to endure, to carry out, to put under, to bear children. When you bear children, that's suffering. All right. In conception, the Lord said, "I shall bring forth a child in the conception. You shall have pain in the conception. Your desire to be towards thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." Genesis 3:16. Right. So it says, see what else it says, for suffering. To submit meekly. Ooh. So when you're suffering in the truth, you're doing what? You're submitting meekly to the Most High. Right, you're submitting meekly, and when you submit meekly, bro, you like if you ever seen a servant, you know what I'm saying? You ever seen a servant under the yoke of bondage, a slave? Like he's very meek. He's very like, yes, master, I do what you want. I do what you want me to do. You know, I whatever, you know. And he don't have much to say. He's not proud. He's not, you know. That's the role of a servant, and that's the spirit that we're supposed to have as prisoners of hope. You know. Because we're hoping to be saved, you know. That's what, if you're in this truth and you're not looking for salvation, you're in the wrong line of business. You know what I mean? You got to be looking for the salvation, you know, at all times. Cause that's we want to get up out of here, man. And when we're doing the work, we're telling the Lord, look, you know what I'm saying? I want to get up out of here. I want to leave this condition in Babylon. That's why the Lord said, cry unto me, right? Pray without ceasing, you know. Matthew 22:9, he said, go out in the highways and byways, and as many as you find, bid to the marriage supper of the Lamb, you know. So that's you seeking the Lord 10 times more. That's you submitting meekly, right? Because that's one of the commandments that the Lord gave you as an Israelite man, right? Okay, so it says to suffer is to submit meekly, to undergo or submit to stress. See, in this society, we have a lot of stress. We go through a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? We're burdened with this truth, because this is the yoke, you know what I'm saying? The truth and the work is not an easy thing, you know. You just see like, oh, all they do is just go out there and speak for 2 hours and that's all they do. No, it's a everyday thing. Being in this work is an everyday thing. You got to get attacked by spirits. You got to go through different things, you know what I'm saying, with brothers, and you know what I'm saying, it's just a lot of different stuff. You get to, you know, to be out there, you know what I'm saying, consistently, to do these videos, to do the work. It takes a special kind of individual, and you brothers out there that's doing the work, you're special kind of individuals, and that's why the Lord chose you and handpicked you to labor in His work. You know what I mean? So anyway, it says to undergo or submit stress, affliction, pain, or death. Right? Suffering is affliction, pain, or death. And the people of this world are not ready to be afflicted, to go through pain and go through death, because they're ready. They're so used to going through the fucking drive-through every day. They're used to getting in their cars and having somebody else fix their car, having somebody else come fix the light, having somebody else cook the meals, having somebody else, you know what I'm saying, do everything for them. So, and because these people are not real people, they're just like, you know, they're just corporate slaves for the so-called white man, all right? And they don't really have a brain of their own. That's why they don't know what the hell is going on in Babylon in 2023, at the end of 2023, 2024 going on. You know what I'm saying? We have all this internet. We have all this information. The truth is out there, you know what I'm saying, about the Hebrew Israelites and the white man being a devil and all this different information, man, about the truth of how the world works and how money works, and how you're being robbed by the government at every turn of the corner, how everything's a scam, you know what I'm saying? So everything's been exposed, right? The Lord said what? He will make their tongues to fall upon themselves. So if you don't see this at this time, right? And this means the Lord's, you know what I'm saying? You're not one of the Lord's election, right? Because the elect are what? Afflicting themselves, right? They're going through pain, death, undergoing, so it says undergo without succumbing, enduring bravely. They're enduring bravely. That's why I said in the second chapter about them that stood so stiffly. That's enduring bravely, unflinchingly. See, to be unflinching in the face of a wicked society. You know, in the face of a bunch of wicked people. You know, you have to remain solid in this world. You know what I'm saying? Where you're being pulled left and right by this person, this family member, that family member, this woman, or that woman, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So at every turn of the corner, they're trying to drag us back, and we're not trying to go. You know what I'm saying? So we're suffering with Yahushua, and we're suffering like Moses suffered with his people, you know, in his time, you know, and Joseph and so on and so forth. So it says suffering, to undergo, to be subject to, affected by, to experience, to be acted upon by a foreign agent. This foreign agent is the so-called white man in this scenario, right? It would be the so-called white man. The other foreign agent that's afflicting this damage on us, you know, and right now as we speak. So it says 2 Corinthians 1 and verse 11. It says, you also helping together by prayer for us, that for the gift that was bestowed upon us by the means of many persons, thanks may be given by many on your behalf. For our rejoicing is this, that the testimony of your conscience, that in simplicity and godly sincerity, not with fleshly wisdom, but by the grace of the Most High, we have had our conversation in the world, and now more abundantly to yours word. For we write none other things unto you than what you read or acknowledge, and I trust you shall acknowledge it even to the end. And you also you have acknowledged us in part, that we are your rejoicing, even as you are also in the day of the Lord Yahushua. And this confidence I was minded to come unto you before, that you might have a second benefit, and to pass by you into Macedonia, and to come again out of Macedonia unto you, and of you to be brought onto my way toward Judea. And when I therefore was thus minded, that I use lightness, or the things that I purpose, do I purpose according to the flesh, that with me there should be yea, yea, and nay, nay. But our power is true, and our word towards you was not yea and nay. For the Son of power, Yahushua Mashiach, was preached among you by us, even by me and Silenus and Timotheus, and was not yea, yea, but in him was yea. For all the promises of the Most High are yea, and in him, amen, unto the glory of the Most High by us. Now he which establisheth us with you in Yahushua hath anointed us, whose name is Yahweh Shemashai. He is the power, who hath also sealed us and given us the earnest spirit in our hearts. Moreover, I call the Most High power for a record upon my soul, so that to spare you I came not as yet unto Corinth. For not for that we have dominion over your faith, but as helpers of your joy. For by faith ye stand. Right. So beautiful epistle and chapter. But the point being that, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, he spoke about the sufferings, right? But he also spoke about the faith and the hope that they would have in each other, you know what I mean? And the fact that, you know what I'm saying, there was the Most High had put the spirit on them, you know what I'm saying, to suffer and to go through all this, you know what I'm saying, and to face this, you know. But yeah, being in this thing, we have to resist these pleasures, and we have to resist the world, you know, and resist steadfast, because the people that you see on the clip of the video, on the far left is this guy they call D1, and I forget I think DCM flies in there too, and a couple other guys, these industry guys, right? But see, they're not telling you about sufferings. They're not telling you about what's coming. They're not telling you about Jacob's trouble. They're not telling you about martial law. They're not telling you about the hell that's coming. They're telling you sweet things, just like these other pastors and these the people in the churches. They're speaking about tranquility and peace, you know. But we're not lulling these people to sleep. See, I was watching this guy D1, right, and he had this interview, which, first of all, I cannot never listen to a guy who got a fucking bird nest on his head. All right, walking around here with all kind of weird looking shit on your head, man. You can never listen to a guy like that, because he's not right in his brain. All right, but you know, he got children's books. He said he's like a Harvard professor, a Harvard fellow, or something like that. He teaches at Tufts University. What the hell is this guy teaching these people? I mean, he's probably teaching them some type of worldly information, right? On how to get credit up and this and that, which is all right. But you see these fake activists, they're part of the industry, and they rub elbows with the other demonic people that's in the industry, and they act like they're not part of the industry. They act like, oh, you know, D1 will act like he's not part of the industry. He'll act like he's just this guy that likes to help people. He got this positive message, which in a part it is sort of positive. But if you're not speaking his word, if you're not speaking the word of Yahweh Shemashai, it's null and void, because the scripture say this here. All right, Isaiah chapter 8, right? If you're not speaking the word of Yahweh Shemashai, if you're not speaking out of this word, whatever message you're coming with, it's of the world. It's going to be watered down Christianity. Love is love, love, love. You know, we got to build up the community. You know, which the Lord's not dealing with that, right? So the counsel of the Most High is out of these scriptures. Isaiah 8:20, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to his word, is because there is no light in them. So when a guy like D1 gets on the camera and he says, oh, Rick Ross, you got to help the people. And, oh, I love you, my brother, Rick Ross. And I love you, McMill. And I love you, such and such. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to do better. And you got to do this. You basically acting like he's this guy, Anthony Mackie from the Falcon. You know, he was like, Senator, you got to do better. And you got to do better. And you got to do better. Look, all you niggas are all wicked, and you're all going off because you're not coming under the truth of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, the word. You're not telling the people they're Israelites. You're not keeping the laws. You're not pushing the laws. You're not pushing the prophecies. All right. You're not telling these people to repent and to turn back to the Most High and to keep the customs and to not, you know what I'm saying? Not be moles and to, you're pushing the worldly vibration out there. You're pushing equality. You're pushing monogamy. You're pushing all this different shit, all this Western shit. And then you're pushing it under the guise of, the community and we love the people. And look at how much I did and all this different stuff. But they're not coming with the truth. They're not coming to you with the garments of salvation, So at the end of the day, wait, the water, put it up. But at the end of the day, this is why we always speak about these fake community activists, celebrities as a part of the industry, or they come to you, acting like, like wolves in sheep's clothing. Because at the end of the day, they all work for the white man. If you work for the white man, you cannot be for your people. If you're part of the industry, you cannot be for your people. If you're part of the industry, you're a homosexual. All right, you're into rituals. You gotta worship the devil. You gotta pray to Jesus Christ, or you gotta push out that vibration. Or you gotta push Islam or some crazy shit. You cannot see. This is why the prophets of the Lord has to be like they have to be outside of the industry. There can't be any famous rich men, because anytime money is involved, the truth gets tainted. You see, when money is involved, truth gets tainted, because that's why it says in Micah the 3rd chapter that the heads of Israel did what? They judged for reward, like Farrakhan and all these different guys. They judge for reward. They judge for hire. They judge for even some Israelites like Zabak and Nate and these different guys that are doing real good. And if you're doing real good and your congregation is pushing Jesus Christ, or they're doing some weird Asian activity, you most likely know that these people sold out, like Johanna and all these different individuals. You don't really see them out there like that, or if you do see them, they're out there pushing some weird vibration. They more than likely got that benefit, because the scriptures say, Ecclesiastes 7:7, real quick, I'm gonna read it. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroy the heart. Right? So when a gift destroy your heart, you're taking a bribe, or because you start to corrupt the truth. Because when that money comes in, like I said, things start to change. People start getting jealous. Money corrupts. The love of money corrupts, man. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. 1 Timothy 6:10. The love of money is the root of all evil. When you start to covet after that shit, then what the truth and the word becomes unfruitful. You can no longer do the work when you focus on money, when you focus on pussy, when you focus on success and world. When you focus on all that shit, the truth no longer becomes your focus. You have to focus on the truth. The Lord has to be your number one focus in your life. And then everything else has to fall up after that. Because the scriptures say what? Seek the kingdom of heaven first, and then all things should be added onto you. So, right. Surely a person makes a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and a patient spirit better than the proud of spirit. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger rests in the bosom of fools. Now, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, right? The end of this society is upon us. So it's a better thing for this motherfucker to end than when it began. Because when it began, we were slaves. And we was just straight up, niggas and shit and blah, blah, blah. We was just in cages. We had yokes of iron on our neck. You know what I'm saying? We was going through it, and we still going through it to this day. That's why it says that we're orphans. We're strangers in another land speaking weird language. You know what I'm saying? It says that we're captive still in this day. To this day, we are yet this day in our captivity, right? Where the Lord has scattered us to be a reproach, to be a bondman and a bondwoman, right? To get sold for wine, you know what I'm saying? To get our women prostituted. I say I gotta blow my nose. It's like it. So yeah, we, you know what I'm saying, this is what we have to go through. So better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. So this society is on its way out, you know, and we've suffered this society for long enough. All right, Revelation 11. For more than 400 years, man. We've suffered captivity for more than 400 years. Revelation 11 and verse 11, it says, in 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High Power entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. See, so 3.5 days correspond 350 years roundabout, right? And so we've been here over 400 years, man, where our bodies lay in the street of the great city, which is Babylon, aka America, where we've been subjected to nothing but, you know what I'm saying, murder, genocide, redlining, you know what I'm saying, all kind of craziness. So that's part of suffering. And our people have not suffered in vain. We've suffered so that the kingdom of heaven, the scripture says, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. All right, we're suffering. That's part of suffering. So we're suffering so that we can enter into life. Jake, 2/3 of them are suffering so they could die when the time comes, so a missile could hit their motherfucking ass. You know, that's what they're suffering in this society. You know, and they refuse to repent. You know, but we're suffering so that we may enter into life. You know, so it's a different kind of suffering, because scriptures speak about suffering for righteousness' sake. You know, it's a different kind of suffering. You know. It's a different kind of suffering. So there's a righteous suffering and there's a wicked suffering. Like Jake that's doing drugs, and you know they're on the streets, you know, and they're bugged out, and you know they're suffering, but you know it's not for righteousness' sake, man. Matthew 11 and verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered what? Violence, and the violent take it by force. See, so we're suffering at the hands of our oppressors. You know, for a lack of resources, a lack of education, a lack of opportunities, a lack of autonomy, really. Let me get the word for autonomy. A lack of autonomy, man. The word for autonomy means an autonomous condition. Power or right or self-government, see? When you're autonomous, you have self-governance. You don't depend on nobody else. You don't have nobody else. You don't have to depend on nobody else. Our people depend on everybody else. We depend on the white man first and foremost. We depend on the Chinese. We depend on everybody else except us ourselves. You know, we depend on the Arab for oil and all this shit, man, right? So it says autonomous condition of power or right of self-governments. Independence. Independent living by one's own laws. Ooh. So yeah, that's autonomy, man. All right, customs or laws. Right, auto. The word auto means own or thyself, and law or custom goes into nomos, or that's where you get autonomy from. Anyways, a sign or a lot doctrine of the will of getting it. The doctrine of the will of getting it thy own self. The spirit. All right, so that's our people. Our people gonna be self-sufficient, man. To be self-sufficient, you know, that's the goal. And Yahweh Shem Hashai is gonna make us self-sufficient. We're no longer gonna stay upon him that smote us, but we're gonna be blessed in our deeds. You know. Oh, real quick. Isaiah 10 and 20 says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. See, so the remnant of Israel shall stay upon the Holy One of Israel, man. Not this motherfucking devil. And the Lord's going to beautify us with salvation, beautify the meek with salvation. You know, the Lord's dealing with the meek, with those that be of a meek and contrite spirit, you know. Romans chapter 3 and verse 3 says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall that unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? The Most High forbid, yet let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as is written, that thou mightst be justified in thy sayings, and mightst be overcome when thou art judged." See, so when you trust in the Most High, when you fear the Most High, you're justifying your sayings, and you overcome when thou art judged, because you're walking according to the Spirit, not the flesh, which you cannot be justified when you're in the flesh. When you're walking in the Spirit, then the Lord can justify you, right? So there's a difference, and it's very important to be maneuvering in that spirit, because when you see the world, look at the world. The world is very simple, and when you're dealing in the Spirit of the Lord, you become wise, man. You become very, very different. You know, your mindset changes, and that's why the scriptures speak about fleeing youthful lust. That's why it also speaks about temperance. It speaks about resisting pleasures, which crowns your life, right? Sirach 19:5. I'm gonna read it again. All right. And it's very important because, like I said, I was sitting there, you know what I'm saying? I was looking at the people. I'm just sitting there. Everywhere I go, I'm just contemplating everything. I'm always trying to, like, you know, even wherever I go, I try to drown out the noise. You know what I mean? I drown out the noise. I drown out whatever niggas is talking about. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. Whatever these niggas are saying, they don't exist to me. I'm always looking at my objective. You see what I'm saying? I got my eyes on the prize. Wherever I'm going, I got to take care of business. Boom, boom, boom. It's all revolving around the truth. I don't give a shit about having fun and, you know, enjoying myself and shit. Well, I get a little enjoyment here and there, but my time and my mind is more so towards the truth. All right, and so it's a Sirach 19:5. It's not about enjoying myself. All right, Sirach 19:5. It says, "Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned." And this society, if you take pleasure in this society, you will be condemned, because you're living according to the flesh. And we have to be different than the world, right? We have to be suffering most of the time. Really, if your life is really too good, and you just, you know, smiles and giggles 24/7 and boom boom, then you have to examine yourself, because that's not good. You know, Scripture says the Lord chastises those who He loves. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna catch hell all day long and your life's gonna be terrible, and, you know, but you're gonna be more so in the spirit of the Lord, you know, in a serious, austere spirit. You know what I'm saying? A serious, austere spirit, as the Lord was, because the Lord was about business. Like Drewski said, He was standing on business. The Lord was standing on business. The Lord was always about the work. All right, 1 Corinthians 16:15, it says that they've addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints, the house of Achaia, the house of Stephanus, the first fruits of Achaia. They've addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints. So they've become entrenched in the gospel. They don't have a life. They become like hermits. Let me get the word for hermits, man. Like the brother said, I got to thank Hakan for that one. A hermit is a recluse. Well, this is where I heard it. I'm sure I've heard it before, but recently I heard it from the brother. So it says, religious recluse, one who dwells apart in a solitary place for religious meditation. If you're a hermit, you're not around people too much. I don't like being around people too much. I don't like being around these motherfuckers in the world. I don't like, really, I'll be 100%. I don't really like being around goddamn women too much. I'll be around my woman, and I love my woman, but sometimes I need a motherfucker break myself. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? We all need. So sometimes you got to just dip off by yourself and just, you know what I'm saying, be in your own thoughts. And really, that's what is required in these times, man. The Lord Yahweh Shai, sometimes He fled from the people, man. He was just like, I need to get away from these niggas. They're just blocking my mind. How could you think properly and soberly if you're always in a goddamn EDM goddamn concert or some shit? You're always in some type of like, you're always in some parties, or, you know what I'm saying? Your life is 100 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? You got to sometimes, you know, take a break, you know. And most of the time, we like our peace, you know, and it's truth. We like our peace, you know. But you know, to each his own, whatever the spirit has you, you know, whatever spirit the Lord gave you. But so, anyways, a hermit is a religious recluse, all right, a person who's not really, you know, given to the world and not really open, and you know, he's very much so reserved. And you know, spoke about that word earlier. So it says, one who dwells apart in a solitary place for religious meditation. A hermit is a recluse. A person of the desert, ooh, like John the Baptist. John the Baptist was a man of the wilderness. He was a person of the desert. He wasn't around everybody. Sometimes he went out there, and they said he even dealt with the locusts out there, eating different kind of animals and shit like that, because that's what they thought he was just a crazy guy. You know, which that's what they think about all the prophets. They're just a bunch of crazy niggas and shit. And they're just, because they're so different. You know, they're so different. Every brother I met in this truth that's really diligent, is I met them to be sincere. And most of them are like this. They're like hermits, they're recluses, you know, they're real like peculiar. And, you know, that's a spirit. So it says a solitude, an uninhabited region, right? So a hermit is a place where it's desolate, right? To rest, to be quiet. Ooh. A hermit rests, it was quiet, right? The scriptures speak about using many words, right? And for the most part, man, you know, we're in the spirit of austerity, man. Seriousness. You know, that's the spirit you should be in. You know, scriptures speak about making much laughter. You know, you should know a man by his look, right? When thou meetest him, you know, and if it's excessive laughter shall show what man he is, right? You know, and you see us, we have our moments of levity, and we know we crack jokes and shit like that, but for the most part, we in a serious spirit, because these times are serious fucking times, and ain't no time for you know, ain't no time to fuck around, bro. Real talk. But at the end of the day, man, the Lord, you know, the Lord's gonna come as a thief in the night. So, you know, you got to always watch. You know, Luke 19:21, for I fear thee. So the disciples were afraid of the Lord. Like, oh, shit. Because the Lord was such a serious man, you know. He was so, like, straight about business, man. So I fear thee because thou art austere, man. Thou takest up not what thou laidest down, and thou reapest that which thou didst not sow. And he said unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knowest that I was austere. You know how I was coming. You know how I was. You know what kind of spirit I'm coming in, right? The Lord said, right, taking up that which I laid not down, and reaping that which I did not sow. Wherefore, then gavest thou not my money into the bank, that thou might come in, I might have required it with my own with usury. So he said, take unto them that stood by, take from him that pound, and give it to him that have 10 pounds. And they said unto him, Lord, if he have 10 pounds, for I say unto everyone which hath shall be given, and from him that hath not, even that which he hath shall be taken away from him. And those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So I just want to read this real quick in the GNT, but the 26th verse, right? It says, that which, and from him that hath not, even that hath, which he hath, shall be taken away from him. So if you don't use this talent, if you don't use what the Lord has given you, if you don't, you know what I'm saying, execute and fulfill your office in His truth, the Lord will take it from you, man. You know, so the Lord's an austere man, and he's nobody to play with. Okay, it's a fearful thing. It's a fearful thing. Hebrews 10 and 31. It says it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. It's not a joke, you know, and the Lord is not to be played with, you know. So we have to be in these serious times that we're living in. Because when you see the Lord raining judgment down on these people, and you've been putting in all this time and effort, and you really been seeking the Lord, and you really been believing, and you really, you know what I'm saying, you've been working, you're going to be so happy and overjoyed and you know what I'm saying, that you really put all your chips in this bucket, you know, in this basket. You're going to be like, damn, you know. And when you see the Lord really delivering you and protecting you, and the Lord, you know what I'm saying, he feeding you and your family and all this different stuff. And while these other people are just bugged out, and they're you know, they're catching all kind of hell, and you just marrying with abundance. Like that's when you're gonna see the value in what we've been telling you. This is when you're gonna see like, oh shit, you know, yeah. It wasn't vain to seek the Lord. It wasn't just a it wasn't just a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Joshua 24, real quick. Read that. Spirit. Joshua 24 and verse 14. Now therefore fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and truth. See, in sincerity and truth, serve the Lord, man. Seek him. And put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve you the Lord. And if it may seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day unto whom you will serve. So if it seems evil to you to serve the Lord, like, oh shit, this is how could this be evil to you? This is literally going to change your life forever, your life and your family's life. And everybody talk about, oh, you know, my people, my, you know, the future, and what am I going to do to my kids? The scriptures speak about a wise man leaving an inheritance to his children's children. This is the biggest inheritance that you could leave to anyone. This is the most important thing that you could ever be involved in. The truth of the Most High, the knowledge of these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Esau has spent billions and billions of dollars to keep this hidden from us. Esau has spent billions upon billions of dollars to keep us in nigger culture, keep us in rap culture, keep us in these fucking universities, and keep us stupid as hell, talking about Islam, and talking about all these different shit that Jake's talking about today, right? Jesus Christ. They spent all this money, and the Lord gave this to you for free. The Lord gave this to you for free. So look at the love and the mercy and the compassion that the Heavenly Father has for you. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. All these uppity niggas got their diploma stuck up their fucking ass, and they think they somebody. They think they work at this fucking radio station, or they got some type of record deal, and they think they're somebody. But they don't have the knowledge of themselves. They don't have the knowledge of the truth. They don't understand what's going on. That you see them running around in a G-Wagon. I seen all these niggas. They go to the mall. They spend all this money. They live this luxurious life. They're flying from this country, that country. You know what I'm saying? These women, they're living beautiful lives. You know, that's what scripture say. What? She that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth, right? They're living it up, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a care in the world. All right, these Americans, the ones of them that's doing good. You know what I'm saying? But the ultra rich, this is the playground for them. They go to Dubai. They live deliciously in Dubai. They go to Riyadh. They go to Indonesia. They go on that fucking sky plane, a sky hotel. You know what I'm saying? With the whole fucking top is like a damn pool, and they just sit there. You know, they reminisce. They don't have they don't do nothing. See, that's why the Lord is about to punish them that set her on their leads. And a lot of them are jakes. A lot of these jakes live good. And the Lord's gonna punish them, punish the king's children, right? Now I'm gonna read that Zechariah. Is it Zechariah or Zephaniah 1? I think it's Zephaniah. Man, we can't really wait because we've been telling you about this for many moons. For many moons, starting with the head apostles and the brothers before. You know, going all the way back to Abba, because scriptures say we enter into other men's labors. You know, none of us just came up with this truth. The Lord set up the brotherhood, man. You know, which we must be grateful for, because we wouldn't know this truth without it. You know, do some demons right there. You know, that's crazy. But anyways, Joshua 10 and 15. If it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day unto whom you will serve. All right? Choose you this day unto whom you will serve. Whether the gods which your father served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. See, so, you know, you have to choose whether you're going to serve the Lord or not, man. Or you're going to serve this fucking world. You're going to serve, you know, you got to make a choice, man. You know, whether you're going to, what do you want for your life, man? You know? What do you want to do with your life? At a certain point, you got to take charge of your life, as they say, you know? You got to make decisions, you know? Ultimately, the Lord's going to make them for you, but, you know, you got to pray to the Lord, man. You got to seek his face 10 times more, you know, because we all looking for mercy, man, at the end of the day. Zechariah 1 and 15, I was a little, I'm going to start 14. So the angel that communed with me said unto me, cry thou, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with great jealousy. I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped to forward the affliction. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercy. My house shall be built in it, saith the Lord of hosts, and a line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem. Cry yet, saith the Lord of hosts, my cities through prosperity shall ye yet be spread abroad. And the Lord shall yet comfort Zion and shall yet choose Jerusalem. See, because the Lord is jealous for his people. But it says, then I lifted up my eyes and saw, and behold, 4 horns. And I said unto the angel that talked with me, what be these? And he answered me and said, these are the horns which are scattered, Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. And the Lord showed me 4 carpenters. And then I said, what come these to do? And he spake and said, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head. But these are come to fray them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles, which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah, to scatter it. Man, yeah, man. So the Lord's going to have mercy on his people, and yet choose Israel. But, you know, he's going to cut off 2/3, you know, as is described here, you know, and jump to the 13th chapter, man. Zechariah 13 and verse 7. Awake, awake, O sword, against my shepherd and against the man that is my fellow, said the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall scatter. And I will turn my hand upon the little ones, and it shall come to pass in that land, saith the Lord. What land? In America? Babylon, aka the Great, aka Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon, America the Great. It says, serveth the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, and the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I'm saying the elect, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call upon my name, and I will hear them, and they shall say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. The Lord Yahweh is my power. Then I'm going to call on Jesus Christ, because the Lord's not hearing that shit. The Lord is going to hear the names of Yahweh. That's the names that he's listening to. Those that cry upon the Lord with a sincere heart, you know. All right. Not with a double heart, because a double-minded man is unstable, you know, in all his ways. So, yeah, like these celebrities, they're double-minded. They want to help their people, but also they're serving the devil, and they're doing the devil's work, right? They're all talking about giving turkeys, and they're talking about doing this and that for the community. But at the end of the day, really, they work for the white man, and they can't give back as like they should, you know, because they're set up to poison the community. How could you help the community that you're poisoning? Through your rap, through your comedy, through your music, through your TV shows, you know what I'm saying? How could you help the community that you're helped to poison? You know, these drill music artists, and these even dude like D1, going back to D1, this motherfucker dude is pushing, everything you do is important, right? Because all the image that you push out there to the world is very important, right? If you present yourself like a Rastafarian, trying to, you know what I'm saying? The people is going to look up to you, and a lot of people going to want to look like you and shit like that. If you're pushing a positive image like D1, right? These kids are going to think it's acceptable for a nigga to walk around with a damn bird nest on his head, looking like a fucking, you know, dude got a big ass basket on his head, man, you know? And that is wicked and unacceptable. You're pushing that vibration out there. The Lord told you through the Apostle Paul that it's a shame for you to have long hair. You know, these are biblical principles, man. Even the fact that you would go on there and have a podcast with a Muslim showing you're pushing that shit on your platform. All right, we're not to have dealings with anybody that's pushing any kind of wickedness. This is why all we do is teach the word and keep it simple, so that there's no confusion with what we're saying. There's no confusion. There should be no confusion with the fuck we're saying. There's no confusion with what we're saying. The Lord is not the author of confusion, and we're speaking as the oracles of the Most High. 1 Peter 4:11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. You're not up here. You're not gonna get our own fucking opinions of what we feel and all this different shit. We're not coming with our feelings in here, and it's truth. We're just dealing with the facts. Only the facts, like the brother would say, man. Only the facts, man. That's all. You know. And if it's not facts, man, it's not acceptable to the Heavenly Father and really to us, because now we're in that mindset, you know. See, the world, they deal with feelings. That's why they're always in the club. That's why they're always in the party. That's why they're always into the world is dealing with, you know, the flesh, sex, and it's all about sex, sex, sex. You know, 666. Sex sounds like 666. This is demonic, man. All right, this over sexualized culture is demonic. So so the people of the world, they don't see that as evil, but they see us serving the Lord as evil, which this world is totally backwards. So this is why, you know, we can't follow it, because the Lord said, "Follow not a multitude to do evil." You know, because when you follow this world, you're following a multitude to do evil. And you should know right from wrong. You should have your senses exercised to understand right from wrong, man. Exodus 23:2, it says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment." See what I'm saying? So you should not follow a multitude to do evil, and this world is completely evil. And that's the multitude. The scripture speaks about the straight gate, right? Matthew 7:6, it says, "Enter ye in at 13, my bad. It says, "Enter in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be that which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it." It's only a few that's going to find that life. It's only a few that's going to be acceptable to enter into that path, into life. You know, the majority of our people is not going to enter into that, because they want to be into the world. They want to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, you know. We're not here to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, man. We've already experienced what this world has to offer us, and it's really not that great. It's really not that great, man. You know, but we've also tasted the heavenly gift, and we've been partakers of it. And once you get hooked on that heavenly gift, man, on that in that spirit, you're always seeking that next hit, just like a junkie. He's seeking the next hit. Well, we're seeking, you know what I'm saying, to remain in the spirit, you know. So we remain in the spirit, you know what I'm saying. That's that addiction the Lord is talking about. And that's why the Lord told you to show all diligence to make your call and election sure, because in doing these things you shall never fall. So Hebrews 11:25, it says, choosing rather to start at 24. It says, "By faith, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to do what? To suffer affliction with the people of the Most High," with his people, you know, "than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season." And that's what you brothers have done, you know. Instead of sell out, instead of, you know, living this beautiful, luxurious life, instead of, you know, instead of using your talents for evil, you're using them for good, you know. And it's true. So choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasure of sin for a season, esteeming the reproach of Yahushua greater riches than the treasure in Egypt. For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. By faith he forsook Egypt. See, just like we got to do. We got to forsake this motherfucker. Not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. Through faith he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of the blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them. By faith they passed through the Red Sea as by dry land. So they did all these things by faith, man, you know, by faith in the Lord. That's why the Lord cursed out Jake, man, talking about you faithless generation, man. Oh, ye of little faith. You know, it's like, what the hell's wrong with you niggas, man? You know, where's your faith at, man? Hebrews 11 and verse 29. By faith they passed through the Red Sea as by dry land, which the Egyptians were swaying to do, were drowned. By faith the walls of Jericho fell down after they were compassed about 7 days. By faith Rahab the harlot. That's why the Lord made the statement, man. The harlots go into the kingdom of heaven before you niggas, because your righteousness did not exceed the righteousness of the wicked scribes and Pharisees. You know, the Lord told you that not to do as they do, for they do not as they say, right? So do as they say and not as they do, for they do not as they say, right? That's a tongue twister, man. You know. Hebrews 11 and 31, it says, "By faith Rahab the harlot perished not with them that believed not, when she had received the spies with peace. And what shall I more say? For the time will fail me to tell of Gideon and of Barak and of Samson and of Jephthah and of David and of Samuel and of the prophets, who through faith subdued kingdoms. God damn. Hey, so through faith, we're going to subdue kingdoms. We're subduing this bitch-ass kingdom here, Babylon, a.k.a. America. We're subduing this motherfucker through the faith of the Lord. You understand? The power of this truth. This is why it's so important to be in the spirit. Because when you're in the spirit, you could tear this motherfucker down. Well, just by speaking the word, bro. So through faith, they subdue kingdoms, man. So when you're in the spirit of the world, that's what this fucking devil wants. He wants you to be weak. He wants you to be fucking emotional. He wants you to be beta, like they say. Beta. This fucking society wants you to be a little hoe. They want you to be, you know, all like a woman. A woman is all about the fucking fun and pleasure, and all. They want you to be like her. They don't want you to fucking buckle down and do this work and really seek the Lord 10 times more and really be a man and raise your children. You know what I'm saying? And get in the knowledge, man. The scripture say, with all that get understanding. The scriptures is our defense, man. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures are our defense. And these fucking devils want to take it from us. They want to take our crown. The Lord said, let no man take that crown. All right? So the men of the Lord through faith subdued kingdoms. They wrought righteousness, obtained promises, and they stopped the mouth of lions. That's spiritual power, bro. They quenched the violence of fire, escaped the wrath of the edge of the sword. Out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight. Woo! It says in Jeremiah 9 and 3, that they are not valiant for the truth on the earth, right? Our people, right? But the men of the Lord, they're waxing valiant in the fight. As the scripture says in 2 Samuel 3 and 1, the house of David shall wax stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul shall wax weaker and weaker. So the house of David, the men of the Lord, are waxing stronger in the spirit of the Lord, not in the flesh, not in money, not in accolades or shit. No, in the spirit, man. All right? Because in the spirit, that's where our victory comes from. Jeremiah the 17th chapter, the Lord told you, cursed is the man that maketh flesh his arm, that trusts in the flesh. You know? It says, turn to flight the army of the aliens, the other nations. It says, women received their dead, raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance. 2 Maccabees the 7th chapter, you got that woman that didn't want to give up their kids. Her and her sons end up dying because they didn't want to eat that pork. That pork, like Lil Boosie. You got to feed me. You got to feed me, Lord, because I got to eat this pork and I'm hungry. All right? But our people were willing to die about not eating that shit. Our people were willing to die about keeping them commandments. But you see these niggas today, they're willing to die about the fucking white man and their own flesh and their own little selfish attitudes. See what I'm saying? This is why the Most High is angry, and we're pissed off with our own people and the wicked. You know, but the Lord, at the end of the day, He make our foreheads harder than the foreheads of the people in His world, in the society. Because at the end of the day, they're fucking weak anyways, because they don't believe in shit anyways. They don't believe in what they say. They don't believe, and they don't understand what they confess, neither what they affirm, right? So we understand all things because we have the unction from the Holy One. 1 John 2 and 20, you have an unction from the Holy One, and you know all things through the spirit and power of your God, of your Lord. You see what I'm saying? Because when you was without Him in the world, being a nigga, being a slow belly, your ass didn't know shit because you didn't have the spirit of the Lord on you. So you come into this truth, you become different. Now you have the knowledge. Now you move different. Now you operate in the spirit. Now you don't get mad at stupid, petty shit. Now you don't let anything faze you. Now you don't succumb to the wiles of the flesh on a daily basis. You become more disciplined, and you become as a stoic. See what I'm saying? As our Lord was, an austere man. You know, Hebrews 11 and as you see, the apostles are examples, man, and the different brothers throughout the earth. So it says mainly here in Babylon. Because this is where the crux of the brothers are at. Hebrews 11 and verse 36. And others had a trial of cruel mockings and scourgings. Yeah, moreover of bonds and imprisonment. See, that's that suffering we was talking about earlier. Because you're suffering for your Yahushua's sake. So you're gonna be mocked cruelly. You're gonna be scourged. Your name's gonna be dragged through the mud. They're gonna imprison you. Right? Bonds, you know. So that's part of the truth. And you gotta be ready for it, man. It says they were stoned and they were soon sawn asunder and were tempted. Just like Yahushua was tempted, Matthew the 4th chapter. He was taken up into the mountain. It was showing all the kingdoms, and he said, "Look, man, if you bow down and worship me, I'll give you all this." And that was a crappy deal. That was basically like what Kanye did. He sold his soul for a few toys and a Happy Meal. That was a bad fucking deal. Terrible fucking deal. And that's what you niggas have taken. You've taken a terrible fucking deal to sell out, just like Judas. Judas took a terrible motherfucking deal. He took a 30 cents, 30 pieces of silver to turn in the Lord. You see? So that's why there's you niggas that sell out, you took that Judas bag. Okay? It said they were stoned, they were shewn asunder, they were tempted, they were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskin and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, and tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. See, the world wasn't worthy of the men of the Lord. They're not worthy today. The men of the Lord, the people of this society are not worthy of your presence. Okay? You brothers out there that's out there teaching, and these people come and talk shit, and they say and this and that, and oh, who are you niggas? And they're first of all, they're ungrateful. And there's one thing, there's one quote. You cannot be great without being grateful. You see? You cannot be great being ungrateful, I forget what song I heard that in. But that's true, it's spirit. And I was gonna use that for a title, but real shit though. If you're ungrateful, you cannot be great. And these people are ungrateful in this fucking society, man. So this world is ungrateful. They're unworthy of the truth. They're unworthy of the mercy of the Lord. Him coming here dying for you. Our own people, you know what I'm saying? 2/3 of our own people. All right, they're unworthy of that sacrifice, of that mercy. You know what I'm saying? So this is why they're going to die in their sins. All right? You see what I'm saying? Because this devil, one thing this devil does is lie. He said that 60% of this country is white. That's a lie. Our people outnumber this motherfucker. The white man, the Latino, the Native American, the black man. That has to be like more than half of this country. All right? And the white man makes a small percentage of that shit. That's why their numbers are going low. But they're lying on that damn census, Which actually the census is fucking wicked, because King David was actually reprimanded for counting Israel. See what I'm saying? So the Lord sent the angel to kill. How many Jakes died that day? I want to look it up. I wanted to say like 180,000. I want to say like 180,000. I'm not even 100%, but I'm pretty sure. Let me read it here. 2 Samuel. Chapter 18. Is it 18? I think it's 18. Hold on. Yeah, 2 Samuel 18:1. And David numbered the people that were with him. And set captains of thousands and captains of hundreds over them. And David sent forth a third part of people under the hand of Joab, and a third part under the hand of Abishai, so like the son of Zuriah and Joab's brother, and a third part under the hand of Attai the Gittite. And the king said unto the people, I will surely go forth with thee. Let's just jump to the point. Oh, damn. Okay. Verse 6. So the people went out into the field against Israel, and the battle was in the wood of Ephraim, where the people of Israel were slain before the servants of David. And there was a great slaughter that day of 22,000 men. All right. This is a good one, but I don't think this is the one I'm looking for, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think the angel was the one that came down in that account. I think this was a different one right here. Okay. 2 Samuel 24:1. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, And he moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. Yeah, this is it. All right. For the king said to Joab, the king of the host, the captain of the host, which was with him, go now through all the tribes of Israel from Dan to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people. And Joab said unto the king, now the Lord thy God add unto the people 100-fold, that the eyes of my Lord the king may see it. And why doeth my Lord the king delight in this thing? Notwithstanding, the king's word prevailed against Joab and against the captain of the host. And Joab and the captain of the host went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel. And they passed over Jordan and pitched in the Or. And on the right side of the city that lieth in the midst of the river Gad towards Jazer. And they came to Gilead and the land of to Tim Hadish, and they came to Dan Gian and about Zidon, and they came to the stronghold of Tyre and the cities of the Hittites and the Canaanites, and they went out to the south of Judah, even to Beersheba. And so when they had gone throughout the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. It took them 9 months and 20 days to do that census. And Joab gave up the sum of the number of the people unto the king. And there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men that drew the sword. And the men of Judah were about 500,000 men. Damn, so Judah was, the head tribe. They took up the majority of the fighting men. Because you had 800,000 and 500,000 was of Judah. So, and David's heart smote after him. And after that, he had numbered the people. And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly, and that I have done this. He said, so he was going off. Right? He knew he was going off. So he said, I beseech you now, Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. And when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, go say unto David, thus saith the Lord, I offer thee 3 things. Choose one of these, that I may do it unto thee. And so Gad came to David and told him and said unto him, shall 7 years of famine come unto thee in thy land? Or wilt thou flee 3 months before thy enemies while they pursue thee? Or that there be 3 days of pestilence in thy land? Now advise and see what I shall answer when I return to him that sent me. And David said unto him, Gad, I am in a great strait. Let us fall into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great. And let me not fall into the hands of man. And that's what we're saying today, man, because the Lord's mercy is great, Because with man, there's no fucking mercy. But with the Lord, there's always room for mercy, man. The Lord said he'd rather require mercy rather than sacrifice, man. So it says verse 15, so the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed, and there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000. Okay, so 70,000. All right. And when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil and said to the angel that destroyed the people, it is enough. Stay now thy hand. And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place of Araunah the Jebusite. All right. So 70,000, bro, because the Lord, that man had a lot of blood on his hands. King David had a lot of blood on his hands. That particular day because of what he did. That's why it says with great power comes great responsibility. That's what Uncle Ben has said. With great power comes great responsibility. Just told Spider-Man. It was Tobey Maguire. But yeah. So, to show you that your decisions as a ruler really affect the people up under you. Esau doesn't give a shit about the people. He don't care if 100,000 niggas die at one fell swoop. He don't care if niggas just end up dropping dead. He don't give a damn if you people die or whatever. See, us as rulers, we're gonna have a conscience, man. We're gonna move differently than fucking white man. But anyways, so David, verse 17, 2 Samuel 24 and 17. And David spake unto the Lord when he saw the angel that smote the people, and said, Lo, I have sinned and I have done wickedly. But these sheep, what have they done? Let thine hand, I pray thee, be against me and my father's house. And Gad came to David and said unto him, go up and rear up an altar unto the Lord in the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. And David, according to the saying of Gad, went up and the Lord commanded. All right, which I'm not gonna read the rest, right? But yeah, man, it's just showing you what happened that day. When David tried to number Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord mingled, put that evil spirit on him to do that. But it was 70,000. So I just wanted get that point right there, man. All right, it was 70,000. Okay, so that a mistake could cost you very dearly. So Hebrews 11:38. Now it says, of whom the world was not worthy. See, the world is not worthy of the men of the Lord, of you brothers out there, man. All right, they wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth, persecuted, right? Some for righteousness' sake, The scriptures say, let not no man suffer as an evildoer, or as a busybody it's like it, in other men's affairs, right? Let no man suffer as an evildoer, right? Okay, 1 Peter 4, yep, there you go. 1 Peter 4 and verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Yahushua, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the most high power rest upon you, and on their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as a what? As an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. See? If you're going to suffer for the name of Yahushua, happy are you, all right? Because you're being buffeted for the righteousness' sake, for the Lord, who is in control of all things, who's going to reward you for that suffering, right? But if you're going to suffer as a nigga, the Lord's not going to reward you, all right? You're going to suffer as a murderer, or a thief, or evildoer, or a busybody in other men's matters. You get caught up out there on your own little bullshit, that's on you, all right? It says, yet if any man suffer as a Christian, as a follower of Yahushua, that's what the Christian means, a follower of the anointed. We're the only true Christians because we're following after the Lord in sincerity and truth. John 4:22, right? The time will come when the worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and truth, right? The Lord told them, you know not what you worship, for salvation is of the Jews, all right? Of the Israelites, the real Christians, all right? Let him not be ashamed, but let him glory that the Most High be on his behalf. Yeah, if any man glory as a Christian, if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glory that the Most High, let him glory on this behalf. So like it. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, right? At Israel. And if it first begin at us, the circumcision, right? What shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? And if the righteous be scarcely saved, barely make it, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear, right? The wicked of our own people. They're gonna appear in a fucking in a missile, in a missile scene, like that one with Sarah Connor was holding the fucking fence. All right, that's their vision, a terrible vision that's gonna appear on their asses when they have to face the music or the wall of fire, if you will, the firing up. It says verse 19, wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High commit the keeping of their souls in well-doing as unto a faithful Creator. So let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High, according to the truth's sake, not according to the world, Let you suffer according to the truth's sake. Commit the keeping of their souls to Him in well-doing as unto a faithful Creator. You see what I'm saying? So the Lord is faithful to that promise, man. We have a more sure word of prophecy, 2 Peter 1:19, right? So, yeah, that's a beautiful way to end the video, man. Hey, with that, call Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Makakodash. Don't fall for the bullshit of these fucking fake celebrities and these industry niggas that try to come in there and try to, feed the poor and Robin Hood type shit and all this crazy shit. Rob the poor, the rich to give to the poor. That's some bullshit. That don't work in the white man's kingdom. That's never going to change anything in our community. The only thing that's going to make a change is the truth, the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. The Lord said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So with that, shalom, 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 shalom. The one step, possible great milestone. Peace and mercy to the Lord. Shalom.